boy book, and also I think a lot of guys in the military read that.
Two things of which I am not.
But a lot of guys would like you to be in the military, in the tent, for more than 20 minutes. But they'd take it if they could.
Well, given that both of you have read the book, was there anything that you guys would change in the film that you'd want to keep real to the book?
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I probably would have. But it
That's
was
not in the book, yeah.
It's kind of cool that she died, though. I mean, I don't know. It's funny because when I first read the script, and when the whole auditioning process was happening, my agent had suggested that I go out for the part of Carmen. And when I read the script, I just kind of gravitated more to the role of Dizzy because I thought she would be a more fun character to play, and I just identified with her more. Plus, you get to play with the guns, play with the guys, and kind of run around and just have a lot more fun than flying a plane and being like the hot chick that gets the guy in the end. I just felt that playing the underdog and being able to play with the guys with the guns and would be more fun for me as an actor.
Very well.
Thanks, guys.
Casper?
Yeah, I would have put the Marauder suits in, the jumpsuits. When I read the book, that's what I liked. I thought when reading the script, I thought all of a sudden, wow, I really understood this kind of dark, sick, perverse sense of humor when I was 12. And then I reread the book and I went, oh no, it was the jumpsuits, the power suits.
Yeah.
I liked that you could jump, you could,
Oh, that's right, they did the jump.
you could nuke things. And they were just amazing. They were amazing, and that was something that I guess I wanted on the bounce.
That was probably a budget issue.
It was.
That would have cost a lot of money to do that.
They could either do the bugs or the jumpsuits.
Right. And the bugs were probably pretty much a necessity.
Well, yeah, and the bugs in the book were also, they wore spacesuits and they had helmets and ray guns, and so it was much different. But I loved, I like you take a great author and you take a great scriptwriter like Ed Neumeier, who also wrote RoboCop, and you get something like Starship Troopers with an incredible director like Paul Verhoeven. So I like the way it turned out, and you get a futuristic Marine like Dizzy right over here. Pretty cool. As it should be.
She was really, really way ahead of her time, even in the future.
Yeah, pretty cool. She was a pretty cool
She
chick.
was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So, Dizzy, given that you talked that you really kind of liked that girl who would play with guns, be with the guys, did you have something, perhaps, I don't know, growing up where you find yourself maybe to be a bit of a tomboy or anything like that helped you choose that role?
Actually, no. I mean, growing up, I was very much a little girl, and we took my dance classes, took my jazz, tap, and ballet, just like young girls like to do, and had little role models, and wanted to be an actress or sing and dance on Broadway. At 5 years old, 6 years old. But I have an older brother and a younger brother who's he's considerably younger than me. So I don't think he really had anything to do with my personality development, if you will. But my older brother played a very big part in my life, and I was very close with his friends, as well as having many male friends growing up. So I think it was just those friendships that kind of influenced me being. What are you doing?
You said you had, surprisingly enough, a lot of male friends.
I
was
have,
like,
yes, male
I'm like,
friends.
I'm like, Dad, that's not a
Right.
surprise. The guys are probably like, ooh, I'll be your friend. Ooh, me.
No, actually.
Oh, me. Yeah, it probably was really rough. The guys probably like, yeah, no, I don't want to talk to you.
Well, I thought they wanted to be my friend.
They did. How many guys would like to be your friend? Outstanding, yeah. The guys that didn't raise their hands?
You want to be Casper's friend.
then you'd still end up wanting to be her friend too.
Well, you befriended me indirectly.
But it'd be a different kind of friend.
Yeah.
Was there anything in your childhood, Casper, that inspired you to either become an actor or somehow have a want in this film?
Yeah, I guess a lot of things inspired me to become an actor, but I grew up in a military family. My dad was a Navy commander, served 20 years, then he taught it for 11 years. My grandfather was a Marine Corps, World War I.
And you were like, I'm going into the show business.
Gotta sing, gotta dance. He also did vaudeville. So, my
Casper
grandpa.
does vaudeville.
I should. And then my other grandfather was a Navy guy too. So yeah, all military except for me, who became the actress, dressing up, wearing makeup.
Actress.
Yeah, we dress up, wear makeup. Come on.
So you were familiar with some of the either terminology that they used in the movie, or you were familiar with the whole uniform, basically the infantry kind of a...
Well, it was a different uniform. We had rubber suits that we wore. We had wetsuits as collars that were so hot.
Which is great when you're in 104-degree weather in Kadoka, South Dakota.
Yeah, 8,000 feet above sea level. Oh, everybody's like, yeah. Oh no, that was in Wyoming. Sorry.
Like a 10-pound rubber vest on top.
Of the canvas velour whatever uniform underneath that wasn't very flexible.
No.
It was fun. It wasn't a uniform that you and those Adidas shoes that they had those leather straps around with then the straps on it. I don't.
Do you have those at home? You have so much paraphernalia.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
No, I have the toys. I have the toys in the books. I don't have
got
any of
the
the
toys.
uniforms anymore.
Thought you might have the uniform and the boots.
No.
Oh well.
It's fun to watch the other people wear them now.
Now, given that both of you had played and had made some either movies before or currently have made, I believe some of you have made movies for Lifetime, some of you have made other movies. Have you ever wanted to either produce or direct any of those movies or any of your own?
Yeah, I mean, you always think about what's next, and because you kind of, I don't know, acting is great, and I love changing characters, and you can change your clothes, you change your hair color, you put a wig on, put whatever, you can become different characters. But then you go, okay, what's next? Well, maybe I do find myself setting up shots in my head when I am working, and I think, I don't know, sometimes I don't know, I hate to say this, but I might have some control issues.
Control issues as in... Can you elaborate?
It's a woman. Come on.
I just...
I'm married.
Easy, Casper.
I'm married.
Easy.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Happy wife, happy life. Yes,
should...
dear. Yes, dear. Hoorah. I mean, this is blue. Yes, dear. You do the argument when you're younger and you're on your friend's couch because you won the argument?
Right. Anyway, so, having the control issues. So yeah, you do think like how you would want to maybe set up a shot, and but I haven't actually branched out into that field just yet.
Just yet.
But we'll see. Yeah, yet being the operative word. You never know. Yep. You never know what life might throw in your direction.
Good. Casper?
Yeah, what she said.
Yeah.
Which... Smart. Well, last question
Is
here
it nice
real
to
quick.
see the two of us up here together? Right? Because this is really how it should have ended up, right?
Oh, yeah. Usually that's what they say. You should have gone with Dizzy. What were you thinking?
What were you
well,
thinking?
The director told me.
Well, the script
the
told
writer
me.
said, but no, but anyhow, you should have been with Diz.
Well, here we are. Here we are, and we're glad you guys are here. Thanks for coming by. It's our pleasure.
So she looks even better than she
please.
did back then. I mean, it's like, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
Gosh, guys.
Ridiculous.
Stop it.
15 years? Come on. She's eating something
me
right,
on.
or doing something right.
Drinking a lot of water.
One last question, and if we can, we do have a microphone here available, and we do have one of our moderators, Becca. She'll be kind of handling that line. So if you guys want to start lining up, I'm going to ask one question here, and we can open up to the floor.
Line them up!
Raw.
And with that scream, have you guys ever, or I'm pretty sure you have, but how often are you prompted to kind of use your lines in the movies every time you do go to either one of these events? Do you guys get tired of it? Do you guys get kind of used to just people screaming?
Casper?
And
Casper?
Do you want to know more? I love it. I get guys, especially guys in the military, several times a week probably going, Rico!
Yep.
Hey guys, or wait a minute, Starship Troopers! Or I get stopped at Disneyland and they'll go, I know you're with your kids, but just gonna tell you, we watch your movie every 3 months on the carrier. And I go, every 3 months or every 3 weeks, sorry, or whatever it is. And I sit there and it's just, there's such enthusiasm behind it. I don't think I could ever get tired.
That's
when
good.
people come up to you like that. And then on Twitter, people are always tweeting us the lines. We're both on Twitter, and these people, they come up and they're just like, they tweet them, and it's fun to retweet them. Like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I have so much fun with it.
Yeah, there was a guy that tweeted yesterday, like a whole paragraph. I mean, it must have, what, the
Every
140
quote.
characters? Or,
Yeah, I think he copied down the
'cause
movie
he was
script.
a
He must have the
citizen.
script.
I couldn't even remember the quote. And this guy just kind of rambled off something that he said after I died. in
Yeah,
the
Dizzy
film.
was my friend. But more than that, she was a citizen
Citizen
of the
of the
Federation. I mean, you start going off on these things, and you're like, oh yeah. They come and they do it all the time. How can you get tired of that?
That's right.
Yeah, it's good. It's
I mean,
great.
I would have been in the wrong business if I was going to get tired of that stuff. You should, I don't know. I love it.
Unfortunately, I never really remember lines. I'm like, I don't know. What did she say? What? That was so long ago. Killed bugs?
What's your malfunction, Rico?
What's your malfunction?
Flip 6-3 hole, Rico.
I'm just glad I got to have you.
Johnny, I'm
in my
glad
time.
we finally got together.
So glad. I can die now. I can die a happy girl.
Words I'll never forget.
Or do you think we can do it? Right?
20 minutes?
20 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do it.
We can.
All right, let's go ahead and open it up to. We're going to be using this microphone over here.
Hi, Casper, you're awesome. Dina,
Thank
I just wanted to let you know I've had a schoolboy crush on you since Johnny Mnemonic.
Oh, thank you. So sweet. Thank you.
Yeah,
Is there a chip in your brain?
yeah, sure. But anyway, my question is for both of you. Would you ever consider in the day of age of remakes coming back to have a cameo if they ever did a remake of Starship Troopers?
I heard they are doing a remake of Starship Troopers.
They are, and the writer, I've even spoken to the writer on Twitter.
Oh.
He goes, wait a minute, you're following a friend of mine, and I'm the one that's writing the new Starship Troopers. And I was like, kill them all! And he's like, all right, cool. So yes,
Awesome, thank you.
I would do it. And if not, I'd still go watch it. I'm excited. I mean, I'm the 20th Tarzan, and I hope they have 20 Johnny Ricos. Johnny Rico was in the book, he's a Filipino Buenos Aires. I totally look like that. Typecasting to a T. Man, Filipino Buenos Aires. We fit it. They knew how to cast in that film.
That's awesome, thank you guys.
Yeah. They're running out of ideas, so they got to remake them.
They're going to make it closer to the book, I think, is what they say. I don't know. Maybe. Hey, they do say that, don't they?
Hi guys,
Hi.
my name's Micah. Love the movie.
Thank you.
And ever since seeing it, though, one thing has been pondering in my mind. Have you ever played or have you seen Starcraft? And I wanted to know if you notice any of the similarities between the video game Starcraft and the movie Starship Troopers.
I'm sorry, I haven't seen that
No
Starcraft.
Starcraft?
Yeah.
That's a question that people ask all the time.
Talk to me.
And I'm beginning to think that there might be some similarity. That and Halo, people say, did Halo steal all of its imagery from Starship Troopers? And I went, I'll have to look at that a little bit
We
more
have to
closely.
check our contracts also for
You
likeness.
Yeah, I know. Kill those bugs.
Thank you,
The
guys.
jumpsuit.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kim.
Hi.
Hi. With one
Casper,
M.
I've already talked to you, so I'm going to talk to
Okay.
you now.
All right.
Yeah. My mom put me in dancing school when I was 4 years old, and I
Mhm.
stopped taking lessons when I was 16, and I took every kind of dance there was. So I'm
Mhm.
interested when you said you had a dancing background.
Mm-hmm.
What was your favorite dance? What really
Oh
inspired
God,
you?
you know,
Macarena.
Sorry. I was a big fan of. I mean, when I was 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, probably jazz. You know, I took jazz, tap, and ballet when I was a kid. Yeah, exactly. I mean, but I'll tell you, I've tried to take a hip hop class nowadays, and it doesn't happen. I mean, my
Salsa.
body, salsa.
Salsa.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna have
Dizzy
to try
can
that.
dance. Let me just tell you.
I got the moves. I can rock it.
No, don't do that. No.
No, I like to shake my ass. I definitely do.
Hello. How many guys out there want to be friends with Dizzy? She just said she could shake her ass.
But I studied jazz when I was a kid, and I loved it.
I played
And
jazz. I played trumpet.
He plays
Different kind of
the
jazz.
trumpet. And
Sorry.
it's about me.
I know.
spoke
I
to
cut
you
in. She even said she
already.
didn't want to talk to me.
Spoke to you already.
I know.
I'll talk to you later. I'll get your autograph.
Talk all about your trumpet playing days.
Okay, so what's your kind of favorite dance style, Casper?
Yeah, Casper.
What's your
Oh,
favorite dance style?
Definitely hip hop.
There you go.
And I used to go two-stepping a lot.
Oh, country.
And I threaten my wife with that all the time, and I think she's gonna cave and actually go with me.
Yeah,
Two-step.
Yeah, two-stepping.
cool. Thank you.
Well, I did ballroom dancing when I was a kid too.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Yeah, I stopped taking dance lessons probably when I was about 10 or 11. And so now I just kind of do my own thing in the house
Yeah,
or in the
that's the most
hotel room. It's a good workout. Shake it.
I dance with my kids when they play the Wii dance. So I do that.
Yeah.
But boy, do those kids move to that stuff. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's like keeping up.
What's the dance party thing that you step on and you have like these arrows and what's that? Dance Revolution. See, that I can't do. That's, again, the control freak in me doesn't allow some machine to tell me where to step. The music tells me where to shake it. You know, sorry.
I wonder if she follows. I wonder if she.
No, I'm so bad. I tried that. It's so bad. I always lead. I'm a horrible follow. You follow?
Oh yeah, all right, that's good. We have one volunteer to follow Dina Meyer in dancing. Any
Who
other
would
guys out
follow
there?
me?
Any other guys?
Would you let me lead? You guys would let me take the lead, right?
There's not as many hands
Whatever.
went up. I'm a little surprised.
Come
Little guys are like,
on.
no, wait a minute, I lead.
How many
Whatever.
would like to see Dina and Dancing with the Stars?
Yeah. Right to Dancing with the Stars. Petition, get me on, because I'd tear it up.
Yeah, we all know it now.
Tear it up!
She's shaking that ass.
Shaking that ass. I promise you, I will shake that ass all over the TV if you guys get me on Dancing with the Stars. I will shake it in those cool outfits that show a lot,
tassels.
yeah, tassels and things and fringe and glitter and stuff, right?
And hair.
And big hair. And
You're not from Jersey either.
but I can be.
What an
Can
actress.
I can play a Jersey girl.
Jersey girl.
Don't start with me. Mess you up.
You're from New York, right?
Yeah, I am.
I'm from Jersey.
Are you?
All right, we got one.
Are you really?
Yeah.
You know, I didn't know he was from Jersey.
I knew you were from New York.
Of course, you said I have. Well, yeah.
Next question. Yes.
First of all, thank you for coming, and you both look great.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
Is that a smoking
Is that
jacket?
a smoking jacket?
Yes.
You look fantastic. You even came equipped with your own pipe.
Are you out of your
What are
Vulcan
you
mind?
What are you smoking? Is it some wacky tobacco?
You could stop by my room later.
Oh. Don't threaten me with a good time.
Seriously, thank you. I actually learned a lot. I was a big fan of the book, Robert Heinlein books, and I'm Filipino, so
Maybe they can cast you as Johnny
well,
Rico.
Close.
I actually was I didn't know much about you, sir, because I really admire the lady.
Oh,
But
thank
I have
you.
great respect for you, and I'd be your friend anytime. You got a friend named Dina. My question is, as an actor with control issues, but you also explore roles.
Yes.
Okay, so is your exploration in roles, bring back to your personal life, and in 15 years of experience, would you rather be your character, Dizzy, or someone else now? And then,
Well-
sir, I'll take these offline.
Well,
Sir,
I don't
you
know.
have a great job. Would you go back in a reboot with RoboCop? With Paul Verhoeven?
You want her to answer her
No,
question
for
first?
you,
or
you can decide. I would love to hear either or.
Oh.
I'm just so
Ladies
nervous.
first,
to cramming up
always.
there.
Oh, well, I don't think I would want to go back and be Dizzy because she'd be dead.
But
So, I don't know if I would go back and be her. Her and I are very similar people that, we're strong women, like to play with the boys, and ultimately, kind of have a heart of gold.
yeah, my favorite.
Like to be rough and tough, and also have a nice soft side.
Oh, yeah.
So,
So what about the reboot? Would
Sorry.
you- for Casper, would
Oh, yes.
you, with that great job, would you go in a reboot as RoboCop?
They've already done RoboCop. They're already doing it right now.
Oh,
I
really?
would have loved to. Ed Neumeyer's a really good friend of mine, and I was like, I always wanted to be RoboCop. I always wanted to be Murphy, not Murphy. I wanted to do that. But I'm excited to see that too. And yeah, I know I have a jaw that can crack walnuts from the side to the other side. I know I get it all
Indeed.
the time. Oh, that's the actor with the jaw, right? Yeah.
This
But thank
water
you.
tastes funny.
It's a Filipino jaw.
Does it?
Can I get some water that doesn't taste like rusty pipes?
I can definitely do that.
Nothing but the best for the guests. No, seriously, it's weird.
Okay.
No, really.
Oh, look at this.
Oh,
Thank you.
mwah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
That's his woman.
Thank you so much.
I was just saying what he said. Yeah, that's my woman. Giving credit where it's due. Good husband. 25 years, he won't be on the couch.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm just really thirsty.
Been there, done that.
Hi, my name is Sean.
Hey, Sean.
Hey, and
Hey.
Casper, I have a question for you.
I have an answer for you. One, though.
What
It might
was
not be the
your-
right answer, though.
It's gonna. Yes.
All right. What was your favorite part working on Dracula 3000?
Take it away, Casper.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Shooting in South Africa.
Excellent, excellent.
Cape Town?
Actually, I loved Cape Town, and
Fantastic.
Daryl Root is an amazing director. Cry of the Beloved Country, and Serafina, and he's a great director.
Awesome. Those are and then my other question then for Dina. I guess what was your first reaction when you saw the script and when the director, Paul, described the shower scene?
What was my first reaction?
Yeah.
I got to get naked with all these guys? Really? How are you going to cover that? How are you going to shoot that? Are we
They
really going to be
weren't
naked?
gonna cover it.
They
They were gonna uncover it.
Yeah, they were going to uncover it. Like we were, because you never really know when you can read things and you don't know how they're going to translate onto screen. So, I mean, obviously we knew that there was going to be some nudity. We just didn't know how much, and we didn't know how it was going to be shot. We figured it would be done tastefully. It wasn't going to be gratuitous. I mean, we felt that it was kind of necessary to show that in the future that soldiers were soldiers, and regardless of gender, we were fighters. And it was kind of like it's not like it is today. If guys and girls are in the shower, it's kind of a big deal. But I think it was necessary to show that when you're a soldier, and it doesn't matter if you're a citizen. I mean, you're a citizen of the Federation, and we can shower, we can fight, we can do things in the tent. But it just it didn't matter, but it was necessary. Having said that, it was really awkward to film. I remember I was, sorry? What?
You said thank you.
Oh, of course. Oh, really? My pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you for taking your clothes off.
Yeah. So that was, it was an interesting thing to shoot because there were about 20 of us there,
Yeah, I think so.
and all of us were a little reluctant to strip down.
That's true.
And I've told the story before, and I'm sure you have also. But in order to have us little, I don't know, Paul being
Paul Verhoeven came in. Yeah, he came
Paul
in.
being European and not really having an issue with his nude person, didn't really understand why we American actors were finding it so difficult to take our clothes off in front of each other and just kind of, bathe. And in order to help make us more comfortable, he's like, you know what? You guys just kind of need to get over the awkwardness, and so it doesn't register on screen. We're gonna just have you just take your clothes off and walk around and kind of do a fashion show, just to get over the initial shock of being naked in front of each other.
Wow.
Each one of you gonna kind of just walk up and down and take your clothes off and walk up and down and be like, okay, I did it, no big deal, right? So I'm like, yeah, easier said than done there, buddy. If it's so easy, why don't you take off your clothes? Let's see what you got. And I'm sorry I did that because he dropped his pants right there. Him and our DOP, the director of photography, Yost Ficano.
No!
So I'm like, no, I'm sorry.
We go, Dina. Why?
Yeah, so they went first, and then we followed suit, and there's the shower scene for you.
Now, what's interesting for me in that shower scene is that Jake
Oh, I left this part out.
also says that. No, he also says that he's the one that said, I'm not.
Oh, I know, and it's funny.
So it's funny because I remember it being Dina, but
Yeah.
Jake remembers it being him saying, so Paul.
But I actually called him on that because I was with him recently, and he was telling the story, and I was like, dude, that was me. What the? He
Yeah.
totally stole my story.
So we were at the 15th anniversary of it, and,
Yeah.
and Jake was there, and somebody said, hey, so Casper, I heard you asked the director to take his clothes off. And I go, no, that was not me. That was Dina.
And Jake was like, no,
And
no,
Jake
no.
goes, no, that was me.
Yeah.
And I go,
Jake wishes.
and I said, whatever, I just know it wasn't me. I didn't want Paul to get naked. I didn't ask him.
Right, and so does Jake want Paul to get naked?
I don't know.
I mean, that would be kind of
We
weird.
got to ask Jake again.
Me, having the ginormous mouth that I have, being
Yeah.
ridiculously outspoken and stupid
from
at
New
times. Yeah, so you take your clothes off, buddy.
And he did.
And he did.
Fantastic. Thank you.
It's
Thanks
just an image I'll never be able to get rid of.
Make it go away.
Please, God.
Things you can't unsee.
Oh, I just wanted to thank you again, like
You're welcome.
everyone else, for how wonderful the movie is. And I just want to share with you the way that I saw it. We happened to, I was a flight engineer on the C-5 out of Newburgh, New York. And one day we took a few hours out of our well-deserved and well-needed crew rest to go see the movie. And how much fun going to see that movie with an entire Air Force air crew from New York.
Wow.
So you can appreciate too how some of that went down. And it was such a blast. And I also can't, as I'm sitting in line here, I'm suddenly realizing something interesting. 20 years in the military, looking like Casper did in the movie, and I suddenly retire. And now I grow my hair out like Dina. Did not occur to me till I was in line. It wasn't meant to be, but there you go.
That's
But if you
funny.
shave, you and Dina, you could be her stunt double.
That would take a lot of Pilates. Thank you again.
Yes, you heard this. You were at the panel yesterday. That's right. Yes, I do enjoy the stunts.
That's because she's tough.
Raw.
Hi, y'all.
Hi.
16 years ago, I had the privilege of attending a boot camp in Hell's Half Acre, Wyoming.
Oh, outstanding.
And-
So did we.
Yeah. And
Were you with us?
yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Were you there the night that it snowed?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
I was with an Al's squad, short Asian guy. I believe he was one of the stunt coordinators as well.
Oh,
But I remember you two. Because you were pretty dang cool. Introduced yourself to everyone.
This one.
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, Casper.
I'm talkative too.
Yeah. And there were 3 ladies in my squad. I had no idea who you were at the time, but they made it a point to let me know that you were Brenda's boyfriend on 90210, and so that was the way we all knew you.
No, Donna's.
Yeah.
I know.
Or
Donna's
Donna's,
boyfriend?
excuse
Yeah, I
me.
had to tell her she was beautiful.
Yes. So you were a bit more mean, though, Dina. If I remember correctly, there was some.
I'm sorry.
There was yeah.
I was a bit more mean.
Yes.
Mean meaning I didn't
Well, you-
introduce myself to everybody on the planet.
You made us drop and do 20.
That's funny.
I made you drop and do 20.
I am 99%. It was a gorgeous woman, and I want to say it was you.
99%.
I know.
So there's with that 1%.
I'm an
chance
engineer.
that it
There's
was
always a
another
little bit of a
gorgeous
fudge factor.
woman
That's
so.
not.
that
that's
made
not
you
mean to make you drop and do 20. That's love.
Yeah.
She's trying to make you. Maybe she was telling you something.
Why-
You've changed my whole perspective.
Why
with that
did,
one statement.
why did I make you drop and do 20?
I'm still asking myself to this.
It
very
was
day.
just because I was.
Because she was mean.
Well, something must have happened. I just don't ask people to do that. That would be weird. Come on.
I'm sure it was my fault.
I'm sure it was
I
too.
don't think it was anybody's fault, but I'm sure there was a reason behind it.
No, I'm sure he deserved it. I'm sure if you asked him to drop and give you 20,
Yeah.
he probably deserved it. I'm gonna, you're calling me nice, Trooper. I appreciate that. Appreciate the Starship Trooper there. But if Dina Meyer, Dizzy, asks you to drop and do 20, you better drop and do 20. In fact, why aren't you dropping and doing 20 right now? What is going on here? If you think
I don't hear
Why
her
are you
asking.
still standing? Why
didn't
are
hear
you
you
still
ask.
standing?
drop and give her 20.
I'll ask you one more
Drop and
time.
drop her and give her 20. Everyone. 1, 2, 3.
All right, we'll take
You have
3.
17 more to go.
I'm 16 years older. I do want to ask, though, it was such a privilege to work on that movie, and I was just curious, what was your fondest experience, if there is one, of working in Hell's Half Acre?
The fondest.
Wow.
God, we were there for a long time.
It was like our life.
How long were you all there for?
We were there for about 4.5 months.
4.5 months there, and then
okay.
Badlands for
And then, and then we were in like
there for 2 weeks.
2 weeks in Kadoga, and then we were down in Long Beach for about a month.
Yeah, and then Vasquez Rocks for 2 days, and Long Beach for the football game where she waltzed me.
And also all the training we did.
All the
down.
training we did at Casper, Wyoming for 11 days or something like that.
I meant the training, the boot camp stuff in Long Beach,
Oh yeah, the boot camp.
where you got your whooping.
Yeah, I got the whipped by
You
a
got
big black
tied
man.
up and whipped
By a big black man.
by big man. He done got his ass whooped.
Yeah, every once in a while, Tio, who was the guy that played Bronsky, he every once in a while, over the last 15 years, I'll hear somebody from behind me goes, "Yeah, you really like getting whipped by a big black man, didn't you?"
More than he'll ever know.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. This movie, I mean, we get I get tweeted by some of the troopers sometimes. I used to get emails from them, but it's so funny to see. There's so many people that worked on that film, and it's a pleasure to see you again. And what's your name?
My friends call me Pebble.
What?
Pebble.
Pebble?
Yes.
Where's Bam
Like a
Bam?
tiny little rock?
Where's Bam Bam?
Exactly. Rock, Pebble.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, I was
Okay.
thinking Bam Bam Pebbles.
Okay.
Who's
I'll
the
take
mean
what I
one?
can get.
Who's the mean one?
I'm just trying to think. No, but one of the fun. I think one of the more fun, interesting, memorable moments of Starship Troopers was during the boot camp. Before we started shooting, we were training with Captain Dale Died.
Hoorah!
Hoorah! He was trying to teach us how to be real soldiers
Marines.
and not look like actors pretending to be soldiers, but to really give us that kind of organic soldier military experience. And we were camping. We were supposed to camp out for about 2 weeks in Hell's Half Acre prior to shooting. get acclimated to the altitude and what have you. And it was, I think, the first night that we were sleeping over, and we had to pitch our own tents, like real, like sticks and raincoat things, and what they're called hooches, right?
Yeah, hooches.
We had to pitch
Get in your
our own-
hooch.
Get in your hooch. And we were eating MREs, which any military person here will know.
Mostly rat
ready to
entrails.
eat meals. And what?
Mostly rat entrails.
Yeah, mostly rat entrails. Really bad. But just to give us that whole
Left over from Nam. Because
But they
Dale
were
Dye had him in his
vacuum
backpack.
sealed, so it was okay. But the first night that we were there, I remember sleeping or trying to sleep on the rocky terrain, and I started to feel shards of what felt like cold glass hitting me in the face. I thought, what the hell is going on? This is weird. And I realized that we were having like a hailstorm, and it was snowing like horizontally into my hooch and pelleting me in the face. And we wound up getting like, I think, 2 feet of snow that night. And we're out there in spring sleeping bags, in the middle of like dark hell's half. It's a giant hole in the ground. And yeah, so we wound up having to go back to the hotel. I'm like, I'm out of here. Get me in a warm bed, hot shower, and enough of that. That's it.
But she still came every day. We still were doing the boot camp. So
Yeah, so we were still doing the boot camp, but that was when I said, you know what, I'm done sleeping out here. I'm gonna go stay in the hotel. You guys have a nice time.
Well, thank you very much. It's been wonderful memories, and I'll always
Yeah.
treasure them. So.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for being a trooper.
You got me scared. I got all defensive when he said I was mean.
No, I think it's great that you were mean. That's a real Marine. Drop and give me 20.
I was a
Hoorah! That's not mean, that's loving.
Mean.
No, that's loving. A Marine will make you do 20.
Hello, this is a question for the both of you regarding the state of the modern movie industry. Considering the fact that the both of you starred in just a wonderfully gory movie that had guys getting their arms chopped off and people getting their brains sucked out, and it was just amazing to watch. It really was. Even from a kid, it was just like, oh man, that's so awesome. But considering the state of the
out.
As he wears his Iron Maiden shirt.
yeah. Mark of the Beast. Anyways, considering, what are your thoughts on the fact that modern filmmakers just don't seem to have the chutzpah, if you will, to make movies like Starship Troopers anymore? For example, this year we had The Hunger Games, a movie all about children murdering each other that didn't actually show any real murder in it. So, what are your thoughts on that, and why we don't see movies of more Starship Trooper movies or movies like Starship Troopers? Is there any way you
More
could,
blood and gore?
Yeah, just no movies like Starship Troopers.
Oh, 'cause we killed
movies
it.
that were made like the way Paul Verhoeven made them.
Well, Verhoeven's over in Holland right now.
Is there any way you can convince him to come back and make more movies?
They don't want him to right now for some reason. I don't know.
Could you force his kids maybe to make movies again? Because
I love. We love.
I don't
Paul.
have the power to do that.
I know,
I wish
it-
I did.
I think they had more time and money to spend on Starship Troopers, and cast, except for Dina, relative unknowns at the time, and Michael Ironside in his cameo and in his role too. But I mean, the rest of us were pretty much unknown, and so they could spend an enormous amount of money on that script and take the time, the special effects. It took them like 2 years all told. They started beforehand and shot all the time while we were filming, and then another year till they finished. They don't take that much time with the special effects now. They can crank them out faster.
Unless
and
you,
do things.
unless it's something like Avatar, which takes 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Which is another
But
one.
how good was that movie?
That was
Jeez,
amazing.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's pretty
No?
cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Avatar?
we're here for Starship Troopers.
I know, but it was good. It's really great. I loved it.
I did too.
I liked Avatar better when it was called Starship Troopers. But that's just me.
Outstanding. You know what to do.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
Going back to Heinlein's original book,
Yeah.
and then the adaptation to the movie. As a kid, when you read the book, and then as an actor when you did the movie, and now as an older parent, what are your thoughts on his view of citizenship in the world and how people need to serve and do that kind of stuff? Because it was a really radical thing that he did at the time. There's more discussion, I think, coming behind me about that. But what are your thoughts on that, and especially how it plays into our current socio-political climate?
I'm going to give that one to you.
Thanks. Service guarantees citizenship. I love it. I thought it was anytime a book gets you to think or challenges you to different opinions or similar opinions or challenges people to debate and discuss, I think is awesome. Having it be made by the people that made this film and changing it up a little bit, and then also adding other elements into it that are satirical and also challenging you to think and challenging you to debate again and challenging people's opinions. We had people saying this was a fascist movie, a pro-fascist movie, an anti-fascist movie, a pro-war film, an anti-war film. We had people from Greenpeace loving it. I've had people say to me that both President Bush loved this film and and President Clinton. And so it seems to either really repel people or really attract people. I think we have a lot of people in here that are attracted to it. And there's other people who wouldn't be caught dead in here because they're like, the hell with that movie. You're killing bugs and it's a pro-war fascist movie. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's
when
funny because sometimes people will come up and just be like, yeah, I didn't get it. Like, how do I respond to that?
You
Okay,
can't.
yeah. Some people are like, oh my god, it's amazing, and they have and have all of these things to say about it, all positive and great. And then you got some people go, yeah, I don't know, I don't like it. Yeah, it's weird. It's like there are different strokes for different folks, and everybody's opinion on the movie and what they get out of it, how they see it, your interpretation is. It's that's what makes the world go round and makes it an interesting place.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Hi there. Did you realize when you were making the movie that it was going to be considered a subversive classic to Highlands text? Because I think that's most people's interpretation. I know the AV Club at the Onion has done a lot of work with Starship Troopers. They had you in Chicago reviewing the film about a couple of months, I think it was like a year ago. And it's kind of been seen as a subversive take on Highlands text. When you first read the script, had you read the novel beforehand? And if you had, did you think the movie was going to be perceived as subversive to Highlands text?
I read the book after I had gotten the script and was cast in the movie.
Okay.
That's so I really didn't have any kind of I didn't know even who Robert Heinlein was. Forgive me, but I was doing my dance lessons and playing dress up with my girlfriends and playing Barbie. That's what I was doing as a young child, not reading sci-fi novels. So I had no clue. I just read it for the background for the role.
Okay.
Yeah, I was killing bugs when I was a kid. I was killing them all.
I guess, do you like the fact that the film has kind of achieved greater success, perhaps, in its history than necessarily at the time? Because I know there was, I remember people were saying how the movie wasn't successful, although I disagree with that, but now in the time that it's been out there, that it's more perceived as like a modern classic than necessarily...
You're asking if we're happy with that? I think it would be safe to say that, yeah.
But were you at the time, were you disappointed that you weren't getting the acclaim that the movie deserved?
Look, for me, when I enter into a film for the character, I read the script. If it's something that looks interesting, that looks like it's going to be fun, something that I'm going to grow from, that's why I go into a film. I love acting. What happens to the film afterwards is out of my hands. And I don't really, look, it's always great to be involved in a successful film, but it's kind of, for me, it's about the experience. It's about the actual location and the actors that I get to work with, and the crew, and the producers and the director. For me, it's about the overall experience of actually making the film, not so much what happens afterwards. Although of course, if you can choose what's going to happen to the film, you would obviously want it to be a successful film. Right. Having said that, to me, it's about the experience and just the joy of what I do and playing dress up.
Thank you.
We're going to take a few more questions.
Hello, I got a question for both of you guys. So, I love the movies, but also love music. So, what are your favorite rock bands and musicians? And also, what are the best concerts you guys ever went?
I just saw Florence and the Machine at Jazz Fest. They were amazing. She just is awesome. Yeah, I dig this woman. If I could be a rock star, I'd want to be her. Yeah, so I just saw them and they were great. You?
I love old Van Halen. I went
Classic.
to Ozzy Osbourne. I went to the Ultimate Sin tour, and when I was a kid, and I don't know. I like a lot of different music, but I guess the concerts I went to were Van Halen, Ozzy Osbourne, Rush.
U2?
U2.
Yeah, I saw U2 back in,
I saw-
85.
Yeah, one of them like
I went to
4
the
times.
Unforgettable Fires
yeah.
concert, which is amazing.
Joshua Tree.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day. So,
Hello. I'm a really huge fan of your movie. I used to watch it to help me sleep when I was like 4 and stuff.
I could see.
Wait,
I could see
what
how it would put you
movie?
to sleep.
Starship Troopers.
It used to put you to sleep. Thanks.
Hey, was it because you
A
felt?
lot.
Was it because you felt safe and warm
You were
and protected
completely bored.
that we were going to be fighting those
the-
evil bugs
the,
and protecting you and your land?
But
What are you saying?
Or was it because we were just boring?
no, it would just help me sleep because I liked it. There's lots of colors, blood, people.
Lots of
dying.
colors.
Lots
and
of
blood.
color and blood help you sleep. Where are your parents?
And are you in therapy?
But my question is, are you guys still friends with Neil Patrick Harris or any of the original cast?
I'm friendly with Jake. I talk to Jake a lot. He and his lady are about to have a baby, so that's really cool. Yeah.
His lady was her stand-in
On Starship Troopers, April. Yes. So
April.
they're about to have. She's about to pop.
Yeah.
I think like in a month. Yeah. So we're all happy for Jake and April. Who else? Denise and Neil. They're doing their thing. Doing their thing.
I talked to Patrick. Still, we've done.
We were trying to get him here.
And we were gonna try to get him here. He was almost gonna come for the panel or something. And I just started talking to Jake again. Not that we weren't talking. It's just we just split away. And
Casper and I are not friends at all.
We're now
we
friends
don't
again. It's been good.
don't get along.
But I think the whole thing, we just kind of you do a movie, you become good friends, and then you just go off and do things, and then you go away, and then sometimes you come back and you meet each other, and it's like no time passed. But now it's like, I don't know, it's really awesome to see you again.
Aw.
And
Hugs. Sweet.
Thank you for your time.
And I like Michael Ironside. I still talk to him a lot.
Wait, does the
Rico.
movie still put you to sleep? Wait, it does? It still does? Excellent. I love
put
that.
you to sleep.
I love that. Is
Starship
there any
Troopers,
scene
the
in
bedtime
particular
story.
that you like to watch?
I have some toys if you
Before you
want. You can
sleep?
cuddle with them in bed. There's some bugs. I might even have a wounded bug with blood and guts coming out of it for those cuddly times at night with your blankie.
Since Starship Troopers, have either of you participated in any projects that prominently featured satire or a very prominent message? And if so, can you talk about your experience with that?
Oh, wow.
Let's restate it. What have you done since then that you really enjoyed?
Nothing.
That was it.
What have we done since? Goodness. So 15 years of credits? Goodness.
IMDb.com.
No, just something that stood out that you enjoyed doing.
Oh.
I enjoy all of it.
Yeah, it's
I
all
mean,
of it.
honestly, I mean,
But anything with satire, he said. Something with satire. And he left. So that's very satirical.
He's like, whatever, guys. You're not answering my question. I'm walking out.
That's it. I asked the question, and I don't want to hear the answer.
Yeah, I can't. He's like,
Enough with you. Here he comes. He's coming back for more
He's like,
punishment.
you know
He's
what?
running. He's running back for more punishment because he hasn't gotten enough yet.
I just thought that I'd give you the opportunity to respond. I was not. I'm sorry.
You weren't
My
caring
goal
about
was
the
to be-
answer.
my goal was to be courteous, not to show any disrespect.
Oh
No, we're not
just
taking it
playing,
as that.
buddy. No, we're just playing. Don't be like that. Honestly, I don't know. I don't think I have worked on. I don't know offhand if I can think. Sorry. Oracle. Oh, Birds of Prey. Okay, Birds of Prey. Yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry. I just really don't. I'm not sure exactly how to answer.
With the
your question.
satire, that's it. You know, I did Starship Troopers 3. Ed Neumeier wrote that, and they didn't have the budget of the first Starship Troopers, but he put the satire in that even more over the top, I thought. And I kept going, Ed, I think that you're really, really doing too much. And he goes, no, some people won't get it again. And this is literally what he said. And he was right. So, yeah.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
We have time for 2 more questions.
But there's 3 more people, so we better do 3 questions.
All right.
We'll just try to talk a little bit faster
And shorter.
and shorter.
Well, I just wanted to say first to Dina that I've always thought you were absolutely gorgeous, and I've loved both of your work. I really like Casper and Sleepy Hollow a lot. I thought that was a really good movie.
Thank you.
And as a Wyoming native, although I have also left, I've got to represent the 5 people that actually live in that state and say, it's not quite that bad. And I've been to Hell's Half Acre, which ironically enough is very close to Casper, Wyoming. So
That's right.
That's where we stayed.
Yes.
Yep.
It was not fun for the rest of the cast, but a lot of fun for me.
It is aptly named. I tell you the truth, it is very apt because it is just a hole in the ground.
It
with
was so
a bunch of
bizarre,
dirt.
and he just loved it so much. Like, we're staying in Casper, Wyoming. And
At
my
Casper
name's
Hilton
Casper.
Hotel, next to the
grandfather's
Casper
name's
Planetarium.
And my dad's name is Casper.
And
My
actually, as
son's
far
name
as
is
My name
Dina,
is Casper, and we're staying in Casper.
I've actually seen it snow in Wyoming every month except for July when I was growing up in there. So.
And
you're
how about
not
that
alone.
wind, huh?
Yeah, we
Oh,
saw
yeah.
the snow and the wind,
Yep.
and then got hot in the same day. It was great.
But I have one question for the both of you, and then one just for Casper. The first one would be, have you guys experienced any sort of Star Trek type effect where because of the popularity of this movie, you've kind of been typecast or stereotyped just as saying, well, they were only that character, that's the only thing they'll ever be, and that kind of thing? Do you ever run into that at all?
I don't. No, I definitely don't, because I've been, for the last 15 years, been playing a bunch of diverse characters all over from really a soft-spoken, sweet girl to femme fatale to crazy to rough and tough to Western. I mean, like, I kind of go all over the place. I don't know who I am from day to day. So.
I've still been working a lot too, and I'm recently playing in 2 movies. I have one out today called The Pact, which is on pay-per-view, on video on demand. It's a horror movie that did really well at Sundance, and then it comes out in theaters in July. And I have another movie in June coming out called Noobs, and I play, it's a comedy, it's about gaming, noobs, and I play that guy from Starship Troopers. It was a really difficult role. I had to go to my acting coach, and I'm not sure if I could pull it off.
How
'cause
did you
it's a
tap
stretch.
into that? Like, what
hard
was
to-
your preparation for
No,
that?
and typecasting, I don't know. The guy that has to play that, I mean, it's going to be really difficult to be that guy.
And then just the one more quick question, and this is just for Casper. Would you be, if they do ask you to be in the remake, would you be interested in like doing Michael Ironside's character or your tough drill sergeant that ended up getting the brain bug, or what?
Well, you don't think I could be in the remake?
Well, you already said you weren't that interested in it.
I never said I wasn't interested in the remake.
Well, which
I
part
just,
would
I
you?
just, I was,
okay,
I was
which part
dead.
would both
I
of
just
you
didn't
like
know if
to
they would
play
actually be able to
if you
bring me
got it?
back. They'd have to like Spock me, like bring me back like Spock.
I apologize.
Where's Waldo? Where's Dizzy?
Well, I also thought that Johnny and Dizzy should have gotten together. I thought your character was.
We did get together. Didn't you see
For
the
like
movie?
5 minutes. Come on.
Jesus, we got together.
It was,
20 minutes.
It was over
I gotta-
too
I
soon.
gotta let the other
In
people
my,
ask,
In my
but
opinion, it was over too soon.
Yeah, me too.
But I guess the question would just be what. What did he say?
Sorry. It was. The truth hurts.
Well, you know, 5 seconds for 5 kids, 20 minutes with Dizzy.
But I guess the
And she
question-
said it's too quick. That's all we had.
That's all we had.
But I guess the question for both of you would be, what part would you want to play if they did ask you to do it?
Giant brain bug.
That was so funny. You know, I mean, that brain bug at the end of the movie. Seriously. I mean,
Yeah, there's
that
kids
that
here. I
was-
can't say what they used to call it.
But the adults know what it looks like. And what was really funny about that is right before each take, they would have to.
Never.
They had a bucket
Oh my
of
God.
goo.
Oh my God.
Clear goo that they had to like slather
into
all
it.
over it. And then they had the puppeteer in the back. You know, it's like, you know, and we all were laughing.
Yeah.
It was nice, Paul. Really.
Yeah.
He was just like, he had something to do with the design. He did. But yeah, no, that was really funny. A bucket of like
Yes.
KY or
Yes.
something. Seriously, right? And it was a combo. It was like a.
Did you know that? That's what the
I
special
knew
effects
it
guys.
was
That's,
a combination. I mean,
that's what they called it. Sorry, there's
Yeah,
kids
sure.
here. I can't say it out loud.
Yeah.
You have to come to our table. I'll tell you there.
I want to get your thoughts on reviewing it now, post 9/11, with how it's a giant allegory of the meteor coming, hitting, taking out Buenos Aires, the same was the 9/11 attack, and then our response was the same invading Afghanistan, invading Glendathu. I was wondering if you could get your thoughts on your view of the movie as a before 9/11 movie, but predicting 9/11.
God, I don't think we have enough time to really get into that because that's kind of a deep, answer question. Because it's, because I don't think we can really tie that up. And sorry.
I think it's
I know
very
I
interesting. A
I
great
concur.
foreshadowing. And eerie.
Yeah. That's,
Do you want to know more?
Yes.
follow him on Twitter at Casper Van Dien. At Dina Meyer.
At Dina Meyer. We'll tell you. We'll tweet you. We can tweet all
In
about it.
140 characters or less.
All right. Hello.
Hello, hello.
Just a real quick question. Now.
And we got a real quick answer.
All right.
Not.
Now, I'm
Maybe.
not sure if you're aware, but there was an animated show made from Starship Troopers after the movie.
A what?
Roughnecks.
Yes.
Yes,
CGI
yes.
animated show. Now, first question: have you watched it? And if so, what is your opinion on it?
I have not seen it.
It's
When
really
I-
cool.
Because I've seen the entire series myself, and I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I met one of the people behind it later, and I said, why didn't you, I said, why, I would have loved to have done that. And he goes, oh, we didn't think you want to do the voiceover.
I heard something different. I heard, we're not getting any of the original characters to do the voiceovers.
All right, thank
That's
you.
what I heard.
I just wanted your opinion on it, and
Who are
thank you for your
talking
time.
to? Oh,
One of the directors of it.
huh, weird.
That's what he said to me after. He could have been lying.
Yeah, because I would have loved to. I would
Yeah,
have
we
loved to have done
we've
the
been all over that. I did the
All over
voiceover
it.
for the pinball machine.
All right, thank you both.
On it. You did?
I did. I have the
cool.
pinball machine in my house.
And what do you say?
Kill them all! You know what to do! Bugs, Bugs, Bugs! Dizzy, no!
Skewered like a kebab.
Ouch!
But from all of us here at Comicon, we do appreciate you guys coming down here again, celebrating
It's
the
our
15
absolute
years.
pleasure. Thank you for having us.
We've had a
Thank you
pleasure.
very much!
Ladies and gentlemen, Dina Meyer, Casper Van Dien. You can see him downstairs in the exhibitor
Thank you
hall.
for the
Get a
warm-up.
photo op, get a signature. Thank you so much, guys.